Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're really getting into something exciting, that dream of a huge screen, whether it's for an amazing home cinema or maybe like this perfect outdoor movie nights. We are doing a deep dive into a really comprehensive review of the new 2025 upgrade 4K short throw projector. And look, if you're anything like me, you've probably wrestled with HDMI cables or spent ages fiddling with a focus knob that just won't get sharp, or maybe trying to position a projector just right so the image fits the wall. Yeah, this deep dive is definitely for you. We're breaking down the sources, looking at how this thing performs, why it's getting so much attention, and, well, if it actually delivers on that promise of easy, high-quality entertainment.
It really is trying to do something tricky here. It's blending, serious performance specs with real portability. So our mission today really is to figure out why the reviewers called it a significant step up from, well, the usual portable projectors you see everywhere, which are often kind of underpowered. It's all about getting that cinematic feeling, but without all the hassle, the bulk, or needing to permanently install something.
Okay, right. Let's start unpacking that with the first impression, because the design seemed to stand out in the reviews. The takeaway seems to be, this isn't some ugly,3clunky box. It's described as compact, well-built, kind of premium feeling.
Robust, functional, which is a nice change from those, bulkier, maybe flimsier traditional models.
And that's important because usually compact means less power, right? But here, the specs, the visual performance stuff, it seems to defy the small size.
Exactly. You're getting serious projection power packed in something you can actually move around easily.
Okay, let's hit those key specs then. Brightness is always the big one for portable or short throw projectors. What are we talking about?
We're looking at 1200 ANSI lumens. Now, just for context, a lot of those super portable, maybe battery-powered ones, they often hover around like 200 to 500 lumens.
Oh, wow. Big difference.
Yeah. Hitting 1200 means it's got enough juice to throw up genuinely vivid images, even if the room isn't totally dark. Moderate lighting is fine. You don't need pitch black.
Right, which is crucial, because if you can only use it super late at night, it's much less useful. Okay, what about sharpness? The big claim is 4K.
Yeah, and it's true 4K resolution. That's where you get the real immersion.
Yeah.
I mean, the details are super crisp, colors look vibrant, and the whole picture just feels deeper.
More engaging.
Exactly. It's not just about making it big, it's making it good when it's big.
Right.
And connecting that, the review made a pretty bold statement. It said, this level of quality actually rivals many mid-range televisions.
Whoa, hold on. Rivals a mid-range TV. Seriously, that's a big claim. I mean, are we talking latency, color accuracy, contrast? How does a projector light source rival a fixed screen like an LED?
Yeah, it's a strong statement, I know. The rivalry seems to be mostly about that combo of 4K sharpness and some pretty advanced color processing they've put in. Look, a dedicated TV, especially OLED, will always win on pure black levels, that native contrast, no question.
Okay.
But the reviewer pointed out that the color space coverage and the processing engine here are really, really good. So for watching movies, or maybe some gaming, the image quality ends up being so high, especially when you blow it up over 100 inches, that for the average person, the difference compared to a decent mid-range TV starts to feel pretty small.
Huh. Okay, so it shifts it from just being a cool portable gadget.
Exactly, to being a serious contender for your main display even.
That definitely changes the game. But like we said, awesome picture quality is only half of it. If setting it up is a nightmare every time.
People just won't use it.
Right. Which brings us to the next big thing this projector seems to tackle, convenience.
Yeah, and this is where we get to what the reviews consistently call the standout feature, the TOF autofocus system. Time of flight. Basically, it's a game changer, because it gets rid of that #1 setup headache.
Ah, the manual focus wheel. We've all been there, right? Twisting it back and forth, trying to nail that perfect spot.
And then you accidentally nudge the projector like half an inch and have to start all over again.
Yeah.
So frustrating.
So TOF uses a little laser pulse. It shoots it out, measures how long it takes for the light to bounce off the surface, could be a screen, a wall, even a sheet hung up outside,
Okay.
and calculates the distance instantly. Then, bang, it adjusts the focus electronically, all automatic.
So it's like it has its own little measuring tape built in. That must save so much time every single time you move it.
It really does. The big benefit is no more constant fiddling. You get sharp visuals consistently, whether you're inside or out. And crucially, it also handles keystone correction automatically. So if you place the projector slightly off angle,
But you always do with a portable one.
right, it digitally fixes the image shape, keeps it rectangular.
Right.
That adaptability is key for something you're moving around. Makes sense. Now, sticking with convenience. let's talk portability and that short throw design. The review mentions it's lightweight, easy to relocate. That's good. But the short throw part, that's kind of the secret sauce for versatility, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. And this is really important for you, the listener, especially if you're in, say, an apartment or just don't have a massive room. A short throw lens means you can get a huge image. We're talking 100 inches, maybe
Wow.
more, even when the projector is really close to the wall, often just like a couple of feet away.
Right, unlike traditional ones that need loads of
Oh,
space.
exactly. Those often needed, 10, 15 feet back. You ended up needing ceiling mounts or putting it right in the middle of the room. The short throw design just eliminates that problem. You can pop it on a coffee table near the wall and still get that massive screen. It makes it, as the review said, ideal for rooms with limited wall space.
Yeah, turns a limitation into a feature, almost. Okay, so setup is easy, picture quality is surprisingly good. What about the smart side of things, making it easy to actually watch stuff?
That's the other piece of the puzzle for convenience. It's got its own smart TV system built right in. This means it works natively with the big streaming platforms, Netflix, Prime Video, that sort of thing. They're just there in the menu.
So no need to plug in a separate Fire Stick or a Chromecast or anything like that just to watch basic stuff.
Nope. You can skip the extra devices, at least for the main services. The reviews highlighted the interface is pretty intuitive, runs smoothly.
That's important, no lag.
Apparently not much. Apps load quickly, switching between them feels fluid. Which is good, because if the built-in smart stuff is slow and clunky, people just go back to their external sticks anyway. This one seems fast enough to actually use.
Okay, good. Now, the elephant in the room for basically every small projector ever, the sound, usually it's terrible, right? Teeny, weak.
Like listening through a tin can. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the reputation.
Did this one manage to break that curse?
Well, thankfully, yes. I mean, based on the review, I was expecting the usual disappointment, but this model apparently punched well above its weight. It features Dolby audio support, and the result is described as clear, balanced sound with, well, decent depth for something this compact.
Okay. Decent depth is promising, especially for like that outdoor movie night scenario. You don't really want to be running extra cables for a soundbar if the whole point is quick setup.
Exactly. Look, it's obviously not going to compete with a proper home theater surround sound system. Let's be real. Physics is physics.
Sure.
But the verdict seems to be the built-in audio is perfectly fine for casual movie nights, maybe some gaming or watching something in the backyard. And importantly, you can still connect external speakers if you want Bluetooth or wired. So you have the option to upgrade the sound if you decide to use it more permanently indoors.
Flexibility is key. Okay, so it sounds pretty great overall, but this is a deep dive. We need the balanced view. Nothing's perfect. What were the downsides, the trade-offs mentioned in the review?
Right, there are always compromises, especially when you're aiming for portability and power. The main one mentioned was related to contrast. While it's bright, 1200 lumens is great for most situations, it performs best in dimmer rooms. In a really bright room, you might notice some loss of contrast. The blacks won't be quite as deep and inky.
Okay, so watching something dark and moody during the middle of the day with sunlight streaming in might lose some detail in the shadows.
Yeah, you might, and look, that's kind of a necessary trade-off. To get perfect blacks in bright daylight, you'd need a much more powerful, hotter, probably bigger light engine. It wouldn't be portable anymore.
Right, the compromise is baked into the design goal. Makes sense. What else? Any other hiccups?
The other minor point was about the smart TV system. While having Netflix and Prime built in is super convenient, the review noted that the specific OS it uses doesn't have quite the massive app library you'd find on, say, a dedicated Android TV or a Roku TV.
Ah, okay. So the big guys are covered, but if you rely on a really niche streaming service or maybe a local channel app.
You might still need to plug in that external stick occasionally, so
Yeah.
it's very convenient, but maybe not totally exhaustive in terms of apps. But, at the end of the day, the source concludes these are pretty small compromises, especially when you weigh them against the overall package. The versatility, the picture quality, the ease of use. It seems to really succeed in delivering that cinematic quality in a format that's easy to move around.
That sums it up nicely. Okay, so for you listening right now, maybe thinking about a new display, what's the takeaway? You're essentially getting really sharp 4K visuals, that huge convenience boost from the TOF autofocus and keystone correction, solving those setup headaches, plus surprisingly decent Dolby sound built in and smart streaming ready to go. The whole package seems designed to be flexible, high quality, and just easy. Minimal effort to set up and move.
Yeah, the review basically says it nails that goal. A true cinematic experience without the usual complexity or bulk of fixed systems.
Yeah.
And maybe this raises a bigger question for you to think about. In a world where devices like this exist, where your screen can be huge one minute and packed away the next, does that traditional idea of a fixed home entertainment center even mean the same thing anymore? Or has the high-quality movie experience itself become, well, mobile, adaptable, ready to go wherever you want it, something to mull over next time you're deciding where to watch that next big movie?
Excellent point to end on. That's all the time we have for this deep dive. Thanks for joining us.
My pleasure.
We'll catch you on the next one.